the Titans to just 51 rushing yards.
It was great. I mean, Wink Martindale had a game plan, and it was outstanding. I mean, they knew going into this game that their defensive line, Calais Campbell, Judon, those guys had to be able to hold down things to win the point of attack. And they did that, and they tackled. They did the very fundamental thing you have to do when trying to defend a run is gap integrity and tackling. And they were aggressive, and Derrick Henry had really no yards after contact, and it was a battle that they were just swarming. You see Derek Wolf right there. I mean, their whole defensive front, Patrick Queen, the linebackers, they all ran and flowed and just made tackles. And it's the most basic thing. Look at that. I mean, you don't see any extra yards after being hit there. So the Ravens, safeties coming up, corners, Marcus Peters coming up, they played extremely well. They did what they had to do to stop the Titans offense. We know the Titans, when Derrick Henry gets going, that is the key for their offense. The play action goes off that. They get a sense of dominance. They get very confident. So the Ravens were able to stymie that and limit the Titans to how effective they can be, and eventually won the game.
And TD, we have our friends over at Next Gen Stats presented by AWS. And here is a look at perhaps the recipe for victory for the Ravens. You see Derrick Henry versus stacked boxes from the 2019 division round versus the 2020 wildcard round. Both games against the Ravens, you see the 19 rushes, 124 yards at 6.5 per carry. Again, that is against stacked boxes. This year, not able to make it happen, just 1.8 yards per rush. There was a moment there when we were doing the highlight, TD, that we saw, the exchange, the verbal exchange between Derrick Henry and his head coach, Mike Vrabel. I mean, you're someone that I'm sure is no stranger to stacked boxes, having rushed for 2,000 yards in a couple Super Bowls. Is there a way to get through that? Is it on Ryan Tannehill in the passing attack and Arthur Smith to open things up for Derrick Henry? How do you counter what the Ravens were able to do today?
Yeah, Money, I was watching that, and I was wondering if Derrick was saying what I was telling my coach one time. When we're running the football and we're averaging 1 yard per attempt, at that point, I'm like, listen, I just can't keep running to brick walls all day. Like, we got to find a way to open the offense up. We got to find a way to throw the ball to get people to loosen the box a lot more. So a lot of times you have to throw to open the running lanes instead of trying to run to open up the passing lanes. And I'm sure that was a conversation Derrick Henry was having with Mike Vrabel. Was, listen, man, you got to help me out. You got to be able to get this passing game opened up so that there is some room inside of this box.
Yeah, Ryan Tannehill just 18 of 26 for 165 yards passing. Play action so lethal all season long. It just could not get it going consistently. Let's get to the victor. That is where the spoils go. And John Harbaugh is now addressing the media in his post-game presser.
Okay, good to see everybody. Appreciate you being here. Obviously, tremendous victory against a very good football team, a very well-coached team that plays very hard, very physical. And that's the kind of game it was. It's the kind of game we expected it to be. And it's a tough football game, and it's a great win. Just proud of our guys. I mean, to come back and fight, you go down, not blink, keep pounding, keep your poise. We talked about playing this play and then playing this play and then playing this play. And that's what our players did. And we gave a game ball to Lamar and really the whole team, backing him up and having his back for his first playoff win and many of our guys' first playoff win. Chuck Clark talked about that and others. So just proud of these guys. It's something that's very meaningful because of the type of game it was, how hard fought it was, and now we're looking forward to the next one. Okay, what questions do you have?
We'll get started here with Jamison Hensley.
Hey, John, yeah, I'm sorry, John. You mentioned with Lamar, just touching on that, and obviously, I mean, it's a team win, but there was so much focus on him not winning. I mean, how was the reaction in there when you gave Lamar the game ball?
Oh, it was a big cheer. I mean, there's a lot of cheering, a little bit of dancing, and I think everybody's just really happy. You're right. There was a lot of attention on it. That's how it works. We understand that's the nature of it. That's really not the main point, I don't think, but. It's a team game, and I felt like our guys all played well. They were just happy for him. It's something that he won't have to talk about in the future, and that's a meaningful thing.
Jerry Coleman.
Hey, Coach, also, for you, I mean, it's the first playoff win for you personally in a while. Could you talk a little bit about that? And the way the team felt
quarter,
after.
The offense starts to go to work, folks. Lamar Jackson to Marquise Brown.
Okay. Yeah, I think I heard you, Jerry, about the meaningfulness of the first the playoff win. Was that it, Jerry? Yeah, it's very meaningful. I mean, yeah, we haven't won one of these for a while. It's been since 2014, I think, since we won a playoff game here. So we weren't in there for a few years, and then we haven't won one. So to win it is very meaningful. It matters, but really all that stuff is just history. I mean, that's just behind you. You know, we talked about that in terms of the game. You know, the play is here, then it's gone. Then you play the play that is in front of you. And this was the game that was in front of us. So that's the focus. That's what you try to make the main thing. And I thought our guys did a great job of making that the main thing. All those other storylines, you know, there are no subplots. There weren't subplots. There was just the game. And our guys did a great job playing the game.
We're going to Jeff Sarebek.
John, you guys, when you were talking about the game ahead of time, I'm sure you weren't thinking to get in a 10-0 hole. That probably would have been not the best case scenario. What did you see from your players after that, and what was kind of the attitude like on the sideline, and how rewarding was it to see the response?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was very rewarding. Obviously, that's how you come back and win a football game. But there was nobody even blinked. I mean, nobody got down. We just kept playing, and we knew it was going to be this play and this play and this play. And that's how the guys approached it. It's a very simple approach. And that's how they approach everything. I mean, that's how they approach practice. They keep it about football. They've got tremendous leadership. Derek Wolfe is going to speak to you here in a minute. One of the best leaders I've ever seen. One of the best leaders I've ever seen. Guys like that, in a sideline situation like that where you go down 10, that's what holds a team together. I mean, that's what keeps guys fighting. And those guys did a great job with that, and I'm real proud of them for it.
Ryan Mink.
Let the team down.
Yeah, Coach, when it was kind of tough sledding running.
The winner to the other side, and Mike Vrabel also addressing the media right now.
Wasn't good enough as a team, and that's how it goes sometimes. You know, you're going to need all three phases to execute. Give them credit. You know, they won the game. It's a good football team. We knew they were good, but nobody let anybody down.
Buck.
Yeah, Mike, the decision to punt on 4th and 2 at the beginning of the fourth quarter, can you kind of walk us through your thought process on that?
No, just decided to punt. Thought we were playing well defensively. Thought we would get a punt inside the 10 and, be able to play the field position game. Had some time there that I felt like, we could. And, we held them to a field goal. It just, we were playing against a kicker there that, kicks them from the 40. It's becomes a field position battle. And I thought that, we'd get a stop and pin them inside the 10. And, the way we were playing defensively, I was really proud of those guys. That, obviously Lamar had a fantastic day, but I thought we were, dialed in. I thought, enjoyed watching those guys play defense.
Tim?
Mike, could you just speak to the disappointment level and the finality of it all after losing a playoff game?
I mean, I just, I don't think that anybody prepares, speeches, about losing and what you're going to do. After the game, we're preparing for what the opponent is and what's going to be the schedule moving forward and how we're going to win another game. And so, my disappointment is obviously, for the players who put so much into it, that are beat up, that play this game far less than anywhere close to 100%, that battle and compete out there on the field. I'm disappointed for them. You don't like to see the people that you care about frustrated or disappointed, and certainly we all are.
TD.
Yeah, Coach, you seem to have something going earlier with A.J. Brown in the slot against Humphrey. Was there anything that kind of pulled you away from going to that? What happened there?
I mean, I'm just trying to, stay balanced a little bit, and, that's a good matchup, and, it was competitive, and, we tried to get back to him, and it batted one down, and, it just wasn't enough. Just weren't able to get anything really going there offensively.
Terry?
Mike, what happened with Corey Davis? He wasn't in there on those last couple of series on offense.
mean, obviously he wasn't able to go, so.
John Glennon.
Yeah, Mike, on the a week ago in the Houston game, similar situation in the fourth. You guys are down. It's a 4th and 11, and you go for it. How is it different today from last week when you decided to punt?
Just felt like the way our defense was playing, and every decision's a little different.
I remember Hayden Hurst traded to the Falcons in the offseason, and even though he is down in Atlanta, Terrell still wanted to make sure that he got in on the folks that had been piling on Lamar Jackson. Sit back, enjoy him play. You'll never see another like him. Congrats to Lamar Jackson. Keep it rolling. And again, that's someone who's not in Baltimore with him anymore, traded away in the offseason. I think it speaks to how important that individual is, the leader of that team, and how they rally behind him, and certainly wanted to get this victory to help, seize that narrative that he could not win in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, Money, last year I was able to be one of the, legend captains of the Pro Bowl, and Lamar Jackson was obviously on the squad, so I had a chance to be around him for a week, and I can understand and see how people just follow him, and he is a leader. He is very infectious, and how you just want to just root for him. And his physical skills, we see him out there playing, they're there. He's only 24 years old, and I think people think he's a finished product, and he's not. Just like today, watching him, and you and I talked about this, the accuracy that he sometimes doesn't have, could rear its head. It tried to today, but he was able to run himself out of that and then make some crucial throws to Marquise Brown to really get the chains moving and keep the offense on the field. But he's still growing. He's still growing. He's not a finished product. And just so let the young man do what he's doing. He is going to be a sensational quarterback in this league for many years to come. And of course, he's easy to root for. And if you played, with him, you still root for him. And so that's what we're seeing right now, that people want him to do well. And of course, he was 0 for 2 going into this postseason. He's got his first win. So congratulations. I think this is one of many playoff wins Lamar Jackson will have. And listen, their team is dangerous right now. They are dangerous. They're in. They came in through the wild card slot. No pressure of being a number one right now. So I'm excited to see what they can do next week.
Yeah, one of the conversations that happening around the Ravens was, they're the hottest team. This is the team that everybody seemed to be pointing to that could make it to the Super Bowl out of the wild card round because of how well they've been playing as of late. And then others